Pupils from Evenlode Primary School spoke to Welsh International's Chris Gunter Boaz Myhill about their experiences of racism in football.
Can racism destroy a football match and destroy teams by making them so upset?
Yeah, I'd say that obviously racism's got the potential to destroy anything really. If you take it back to the simplest form really, most wars are kind of religion based, which is a form of racism obviously where there's a conflict of religions or cultures. Football matches are similar sometimes when it's a different country or a different area. I think that kind of similar situations can occur, so it's important that obviously through football that we use this Keep the Racism Out campaign to make sure that society in general is educated about how severe racism can be.
Yeah, I think certainly when people are playing football and somebody says something racist to them and they need to carry on playing in the match, but they're so upset or angry of what people have said to them. So I think it can definitely destroy sort of a football match and people playing in it, but also in normal life, and somebody walking down the street or being in the supermarket and somebody being racist there, it can really hurt people. So I think racism anywhere is a bad thing, and it can really upset people.
What would you do if one of your friends had something mean said to them about racism, about their race?
I think it depends on who said it. I think if it was a player of the other team, you try and say, what are you doing, and that's wrong and stuff. If it comes from fans, it's tough to try and say anything to them because there's so many of them. But if it's like in school and you hear somebody saying something to one of your friends or somebody, then I think you should sort of tell somebody and tell them that that's wrong. Because the sooner you tell them it's wrong, hopefully they wouldn't do it again, and they can see how much it means to people when you see it's not right.
Yeah, I'd agree with that completely. I think that as a human being, you've got a responsibility to make sure that if you see something that's wrong, you point it out, or you point it out to someone who is in a position to do something about it, an authority, or someone who's in charge of wherever you may be, a group or whatever. So I think that obviously responding to racism with physical violence and things like that is not really, two wrongs don't make a right, so you have to make sure that you deal with it in an appropriate manner as well.
If you were involved in some sort of bullying racism, what would the first thing you'd say to try and stop it?
I think that obviously if it did ever occur, it's never occurred to me specifically, if it did ever occur, I'd say it's wrong. You have to give people the opportunity to understand that what they're saying is wrong, and if they persist with it, there's not really too much you can do other than, like I said before, alert people who are in the position to be able to do something about it, i.e. in a football match a referee or a linesman or a steward or someone along those lines. In day-to-day life, I mean, you'd hope that other people would hear it. I mean, in society now, if you were in a workplace and it became public knowledge that you were a racist or you said racist things consistently, I don't think that you'd last too long in that line of employment. So I think that, like I say, the way society is now, it's not accepted, and you can't really get away with saying things along those lines too many times because the wrong people will hear about it.
Yeah, I think tell them or ask them, why are you saying that? Why would you want to say something like that? And not obviously you're going to be angry, but try and make them understand, what they're trying to achieve by, saying something like that to somebody. And yeah, I think, my best mate in life is black, and you probably couldn't get people from me and my friends who from any different backgrounds if you tried. So it's got no reason why people can't get on wherever you come from. And I think, if you ever hear racism and people being mean or bullying in any stage of life, you have to try and tell them. Or definitely, like if you're in school, try and report it to a teacher or whatever, and hopefully they won't do it again.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter to be kept up to date with our latest news and events.